welcome back to our next match of this evening, this afternoon, morning, wherever you happen to be. It is Mythic versus Singularity for the Intel Extreme Masters Sydney North American Open Qualifiers. And we are just diving into the pistol round now. Joined by myself, Jevons, and my co-caster, George Basil J, and our producer, Console.
Yep, so it's the pistol round right now. Not a lot of aggression, which is atypical in Mirage. Reputation Singularity taking mid control right now. Coming in through connector, heading onto the A site. Players walking up Palace, and there's no one really there for Mythic to do anything. Just a player in CT. Flom's going to pick up one for himself, but the bomb is going to go down. So it's a good start for Singularity.
Gotten credit out. Bomb has been planted though. And this is something we're kind of hoping to see from one of our earlier sides, Insomnia, just making sure that they weren't actually sitting exactly on the bomb. Hydrex will delete Lasky. It's followed up by some damage onto Flom. And with this fight dragging out as much as it has, Hazed has, well, even if he survived that one, no time whatsoever to defuse. That will be the first round going over the way of Singularity. Hydrex getting kills. So lots of work coming in from him.
There's not really much more you could have asked for out of Singularity for that one. Got the bomb down really early on and had good site control after the fact. Now 5 Deagles for Mythic. Going to be going up against a couple of AKs, a couple of Mac-10s. The Deagle's a powerful weapon. Can get kills with it. But, like I said, up against some strong weaponry themselves, and they don't really have the utility to back up much. Do Mythic.
I don't know if Infant's clued into Pollen actually creeping through Palace here. This also provides a bit of misinformation, but Infinite is waiting for it. Not letting his guard down, he will delete Pollen. And Flom and Hazed having very close angles here in connector. Looking to try and get something for it, but Hazed will go down, angle will follow quickly thereafter, and Flom, once through smoke, wants to try and get at least something, take some money off of Singularity, but it does not work out.
Singularity's slapping down the Deagles there, and probably going to see Mythic saving. And that's exactly what I see. Going to save some money for the next round. One player buying armor, and that's been Poland with the 5-7. But Singularity in a great position here. Take a third round, and this is a very strong start for Mirage T side.
It is Singularity opting to keep a couple of those Mac-10s there. They want to build the bank, and good idea. T side, you want it to build up as soon as possible because it's harder to break than the CT side. Setting up Singularity, that is, for a lot of utility, a lot of flashes to go out in the mid here. Want to try and this territory. It's prime real estate for them, and they want it. But
Flom going to take a 1D, getting Hydrex in the head, takes him down. It's an AK dropped, but might be a bit impossible for Mythic to secure. Either way, though, gives them the advantage. Great start to the round for them. Singularity taking mid control here, slowly but surely. Bomb pushing up short, looking like they want to go for a B push. And Mythic have stacked towards that area, just the one player sitting on A right now. So them taking B site might be a bit of a challenge, even though they are up against an inferior Arsenal. Infinite hitting Lasky there, behind bench. I'm going to have a reply though.
Inga has to seek cover where he can. Now the last player alive and they know exactly where he is. What does he do though? Gets the kill into OC, but Infinite is not going to go that way either. And having scored himself 4 kills, Infinite's yeah, doing pretty well. It's only third round, but he's on 6-0 there, so good work to him. He's also got a lot of money to work with there, so he can be the banker going forward. But Mythic, they want to change things up. Having saved these past few rounds, they get the double AWPs. So this could pretty much pull the handbrake on Singularity's victory streak.
Singularity don't have an AWP of their own. But this time though, they're not challenging mid, so there's not really too much an AWP can do right now. And A-Site's going to be left relatively untouched for now as well, as map control can be taken slowly. 2 Singularity players walking out through unders now, and they have another player top mid to back them up. Iron boosted up into the window. This A site secure is really looking more and more likely as no one's sitting in nest. So Ryan, great flank right now. Mythic and Poland sitting close in ramp. And the challenges are going to come out. Hydra is taken down by Lasky. Poland will go down. Flom gets flanked. Now A site control has been fully taken by Singularity. They'll have a chance to get the bomb down. There's just 3 Mythic players left.
What's the utility expended just to hold off CT defenders for the bomb plant, but they've still got a fair bit to work with. 2 flashes and a Molotov. That can work out. And on the other hand, with that incendiary, may be able to burn one of these defenders, the T's, out of their position. Especially if he goes to Firebox.
That's what he's doing. Firebox is going to be set on fire itself. Infinite not able to get out of it. Actually is going to die to that Molotov. Unfortunate for him. Ryan's in a good spot right now, but Hayes is probably going to spot him. Orp down. Just Lasky now. Picks him up, but Modem is there with the Orp to stop him from going anywhere near the site, and he knows it, so both players are just going to evacuate immediately and hang on to their weapons for the next round. Orp brought out to OC now.
Yep.
So that's their reply though, no double Orp set up for the CTs. Just an Organist Scout are the only real weapons. On M4's just been purchased as well, so that's going to bolster that a little bit, but still, big mountain to climb.
A bit of a mixed purchase here coming from Mythic. Flom will die. Scout isn't able to contest mid like they would have liked it to. However, Lasky moving into position here, peeking over smoke. He might be able to do something. He decides to play it a bit more conservatively for the meantime.
You got to start thinking 4-0. When does Mythic start to come back into this? Because that's a pretty excellent scoreline to have on Mirage T side. Singularity doing very well so far. And looking at the buy and the player disadvantage for Mythic right now, it looks like it's probably going to be 0-5 unless something incredulous happens, including that Org or possibly even the Scout. Anger's in a good spot to hold back the push, and he's going to pick up 1. And Ryan going down. 2 more going to get picked up. Lasky with the Org. Great effectiveness from him. Now Anger, 1 player sitting at fight each other, but Frag's going to go Anger's lane, and now it's just 1 player left, Hydrex. Somehow managed to turn that one around with a pretty scuffed buy. And Singularity going to lose all their weapons and hand them right over.
That's Anger doing some really good work in the B apps that are just outside of it. That B site does get the first flick, and then Lasky is there to back him up as well and get some good results. Peeking from market, I believe it was. So yeah, it was good B-side hold there. And later on the game as well, that pretty much means that Singularity don't have too many options. They can't really fall back and pick something else if they want to. And even though, there we go, Flom getting that shot with the AWP. There we go, that's good. We just put a pull off with Scout beforehand. Lasky also following up with some kills, but anyway, because there was so little time left on that last round, Singularity had to commit and rush onto that B site. There wasn't really too much else they could do. And the work has paid off for them because that was 1 loss after 4 wins in a row, and they're having to save. They have bought Deagles, they've not been able to fully commit to a buy here.
Now 3-on-2. Rifle has been fired and used by Infinite. He's trapped Flom in a corner, but Flom does manage to get out of it with a smoke. Modem's there to back it up, the Deagle near the bomb, but they need to reconnect because they're on opposite sides of the map right now. Mythic might be in a place to challenge that. Lasky picking up Modem there. Bomb dropped. Now, 3v1, Infinite. He's got the M4, doesn't have the armor or the utility though. Maybe he can pick up a frag or something.
Infinite though, keeping his eyes on Flom, he'll be able to do something. He's got to drop down to the P250, but doesn't really matter. Infinite is slain. That gives Mythic their 2nd round on the board. Go 1 round later, Singularity are able to buy back into this. 5 AKs, armor, and utility to follow up on it as well. Going for a much more aggressive push on the side of the CTs, Mythic especially. I don't know if they're going to try it and boost at this point here, but if they don't see OC, which thankfully Flom does if you're going for that side, able to get that kill. That could have been very bad news for him.
4v5, the AWP's still in play, and they've got the Orgs on the CT side. Hydrix. Gap's only going to be wide, and 2 players picked up there in connector. That's going to land on a Molotov, but it's just got dying out as he does. Now 5v2, Infinite and Ryan. Last players left for Singularity. They've got the bomb and a little bit of utility as well as armor, so there's a chance if they work together and do it right. Seems like they might be able to. Infinite going to grab a frag, walking out of Palace. Ryan's there, walking on the side as well. Push Hayes to connector. Molotov will damage him a little bit. Going to grab Lasky here, but Hayes is going to take the wider peak. And Lasky will follow up the kill, taking out Infinite and Palace. 3-4. Mythic is slowly closing that gap, because now Singularity got no money to work with, just Glocks.
This is going to be a proper save that we should see from them. The Desert Eagles purchased, but that will be about it. And a smoke in the hands of Modem. That means that, well, they're going to have to try and get these early frags, but Flom was holding that angle onto A main, but is not able to keep it. Smoke goes off. It's quietening down a fair bit now. Utility will go out, but I think this will be decided in the space of about 10 to 15 seconds once they pop out there. 1 kill, Infinite though. 1 kill, Pollen trades out Modem there, that's it. So with only 2 players left and split up as they are. Oh, Ryan had something to work with, but unfortunately he's caught from behind by Lasky.
Infinite picked up Ree there, so that's money in the bank for him. And they do need it, because this is the buy that they need to come back into this round. Their only real chance for a little bit if they lose this one, because the money's good on Mythic for now. Flom sitting on 7k, Lasky on 9. And this is for all the marbles right now. Utility's there, so they can definitely pull it off. They need to go for some sort of execute somewhere, put that utility to work. Right now, fairly split up, and Hydrix going to go down early on in apps. That's a very poor start for Singularity. Now they've lost any sort of dominance they might have towards that B site, especially now. 2 players sitting in unders, waiting. Flash goes out and he's trying to shift walk back, but the challenge is going to be there surely. Modem doesn't spot Hayes, and he tries to run away. Hayes will spot him, but Modem goes in for the peek. Takes down 1, but Lasky takes him out. That was a very awkward encounter there. 3-on-3 now, but A site is fairly open right now. It's just up to Singularity to walk onto it and get control. But they don't seem too keen to do that. Very wary of CT. Anger rotates in there. Bomb should surely go down any minute now.
Will go down now, and defenders looking to fall off from these positions that don't necessarily want to put themselves in a barrel. And close space to be shot to bits, and Ryan gets peaked, but they don't know who the rest of them are. That's going to be playing on their minds at least a little bit. OC gets 1, gets a second. Pretty much leaves it up to Lasky to finish this one off. He's got to deal with both Palace and Tetris there. So with those 2 in mind, there wasn't really much that he could do.
Alright, Singularity going to take a round. It's been a little while since that happened, so worth mentioning Infinite sitting very high on the frag list right now, 13-5, doing great work for his team. It's going to be another opportunity to do some more work. Mac 10's brought out onto Ryan, up against a pretty strong buy. I'm not really sure what that one's about. I don't think they'll be able to afford him a better weapon, actually, looking at the money situation. Even off that win, looking pretty poor. And Mythic obviously able to afford another
That's
buy.
what I was waiting for.
How does that? How do you let that happen?
Well, it happens to Pollen, which is a bit strange because he had a helmet, but I was waiting for the fact that the Mac 10s would be able to shred Hayes, Lasky, and Flom if the shots land high. So, yeah, that's pretty much what they're counting on, but some good work there. Molotov goes in. Under Palace, hazed. Outside of it, so he's going to be alright.
Hydrix flanked through connector there, picked up Flom.
Yeah.
Now he's just got 2 players left on this A site. Hayes sitting underneath Palace, very low. He's got teammates there to back him up once they do rotate in. Lasky not really in a position to do much right now. Singularity trying to force their way in here, but Mythic playing really passively right now. Lasky soon be in a position to back Hydrix. Goes for the challenge, takes him down. 2-on-2 now. Lasky goes down. Infinite picks him up. 1v1. Just Anger left in CT now. Bomb secured as well.
Does Infinite go for this site? He does. He wants to try and peek out the right there. Oh, that was a matter of 6 health between that exchange, because Anger definitely had the drop on him. So that's it's a good illustration of the AK versus the M4 there in terms of just pure stopping power. That puts Mythic in an interesting position here. Do they want to force up around Lasky, who had about 5k? The answer to that appears to be yes.
Yeah, force is there, but the weapons are really well and truly there for Singularity. Even bringing up an AWP on OC, who's been just absolutely deadly with it so far, pulling off some great work for his team. And we can see that AWPs, it's adjusted the way that Singularity are playing a lot slower, a lot more passively. Not really any opening challenges happening yet, as they decide where they want to go and what they want to do. You pick up a frag somewhere, but Mythic following in suit, not really getting too aggressive themselves at all. Not really any information gained either with these pistols, but that AUG and the FAMAS are going to be the deciders for whether or not they take this round.
So if nothing happens with those, that pretty much puts the pressure on everybody else, and there goes the FAMAS there. I don't know if that's really going to be in a retrievable position for the near future. And Singularity put themselves... They're playing this very conservatively. They want to move up slowly and don't necessarily want to run into the waiting crosshairs of a Desert Eagle, which is smart. But if they lose this time, then that pretty much gives Mythic the chance to deny this round purely by bomb plant alone.
Yep, aid site control taken as we expected. Lasky only the real chance here. Sitting in jungle with the pistol. The AUG, sorry. He's got Hydrix right on the other side. His teammates drop all around him. Hydrix just going to spray through the smoke though and picks him up. Lasky AUG not going to come into play. Could have been great, but now Mythic in the drain again. Going to have no money really to work with. And once again, Team Singularity, great arsenal right now. It's going to be very difficult for them to pull this off. Singularity throwing up a great scoreline right now for the T side, 4-7, and it could easily be 4-8 here.
I think 4-8 is what we're going to see. However, don't count out the side of Mythic just yet. As our experienced players have had a fair share of more intense eco situations in their time. They could be able to pull off something here, but we'll have to wait and see. One won't be there to see it though, and it's now down to Hazed. That's it. Well, George, I think you're right. The firepower is just a bit too strong that time. So, Mythic will have to take the money that they've saved from that past round, a few rounds there, and come up with some firepower of their own. And the double op setup does come out, which is a legit answer. Pollen is on a glass cannon though, so hopefully, for his sake, there's no aim punch or anything like that that's going to throw him off. But actions occurring very far away from him. Setup seems to be B.
Yeah, we haven't actually seen too aggressive of a B push in a while from Singularity, but it's coming through now, jumping out the window, bottom going down. He doesn't have any teammates there to back him up. They're all flashed and smoked off. 2 players down now for Singularity. Mythic secured this early advantage quite dominantly, and now they're going to have to push back through apps and reset, figure out what they want to do next, because they're in a pretty bad position right now. Ryan will even it out a little bit, picking up one for himself. And they do have that AWP in mid now. He might be able to pick up Hazed or someone.
That's actually called the bomb back a little bit. So Hydrix has moved back into this apartment location as a result of that. And if Lasky goes down here, which he doesn't, but he's on low health, this could still mean that we're going to see this B approach. Hydrix with the bomb has to be careful about what he does here, because if he falls, that's pretty much it. That's going to decide exactly where the rest of this round occurs.
What would take is that Molotov that is in Hydrix's hand, hitting Lasky for just 2 ticks, and he's down. doesn't matter. He's going to be in a pretty odd off angle. Hydrix has picked that one up. It's just an AWP and an AK versus an AWP and an AK. Hayes spotted out. They know someone's short. Both players sitting in that. OC hitting a nice shot onto Poland there. Hayes, last one left with that AWP on short. But very difficult ask, especially if Hydrix keeps playing this passively. He's going to push up. It's a very, very, very dire situation if they want to take this round, but it's definitely looking like it'll be 4-9. OC going for the peek. They're both tagging each other. Hayes trying to finish it off with the pistol, but he's just going to get out with that AWP. He nearly gets caught out there by the AK. And even manages to pick up OC, but Hydrix, great headshot onto him as he's trying to leave through market. Great shots all round, to be honest, that entire round.
That was actually a good anticipation from Hayes there, because he killed... Basically, by killing OC up there in apartments, he's effectively denied them being able to get the AWP back. And you take a look, no more AWP. That was way too far away for Hydrix to be able to hop up and actually retrieve it. So, small victories, that's definitely one of them. So, Mythic are hopefully going to be able to make advantage of this round, considering that they won't necessarily have to contest with that AWP. Still have to contest with 4 AKs and a MAC-10 though, and when you're in an eco, that's bad enough.
The hard ass. Scout was there, Deagle's there, Ryan picking up the first. A site's already been taken, and not any reply really from Mythic. So it should be an exit frag sort of situation for them, because a retake sort of out of the question as Hayes goes down, Flom goes down, as does Anger. Ryan picking up 2. That's just Lasky with that CZ. Picks up 1, picks up 2 even. That shouldn't have happened, but Singularity making it 4-10. This is looking great for them. Best of 1 on T side on Mirage. Now, last round of the first half.
Yep. And with that, we will see the last proper buy from Mythic. This half, if they can make it 5-10, that's not too bad. That's workable, but given how confident Singularity has been, skill they've shown being able to pry these Mythic players out of defense positions and really execute on these sites, even later on in the rounds, I think there is every possibility that it will be 11-4. And OC wants to guarantee that with that first kill.
Singularity have been great these entire qualifiers. You can see it right now, picking up 3 frags on a gun round like there's nothing. OC just walking straight in, getting the chicken angle, and Hayes will pick them up at Infinite. Right there to trade it back. That's just Angle left versus 4 AKs, or actually make that 3 AKs and an AWP. Looks like Mythic going to be making this one 4-11. Infinite closing that one out. First half, very much the way of Singularity, and on Mirage, that's a pretty dire scoreline for Mythic. I would not be very excited for the second half.
I'd just like to point out the profile pictures on Anger, Poland, and Hazed. I love it. It's good. That's whilst we're waiting for the halftime to end, and we'll hop back into it. Just like to thank our sponsors again for bringing us this event. It is ESL, Intel, Asus Predator, Game Fuel, and Pay Safeguard. With that, we're going into second pistol. This is
pistol it will be. It's gonna be
critical.
Yeah, hopefully Singularity give them a bit of a breather. Let them take maybe a few rounds, because if Mythic do win this, then pistol round usually results in securing a couple of rounds, which Mythic desperately needs, and pushing through A ramp. There's only one player there for the opening challenge, but Singularity going to rotate straight out of sight, give it up for them, and play this retake. There's Bomb going to go down any second now. A site control, 3 players in CT. Going to push their way through. Meanwhile, Mythic spread out evenly. Players are even, but the damage is going both ways right now. Lasky going to take down Modern. And Infinite going down too. OC as well. Now it's just Hydrix. All on Hydrix. Picks up 2. It's great for him. Hayes is low, as is Flom actually. There's still a chance he can pull this off, but he won't. Flom, great shot from him, closing that one out. Came down to the wire, but Mythic taking a round. Hopefully they'll be able to turn this into something.
Oh yeah. Excellent planned kills there coming out of Mythic there. Pretty much saved the situation, because it looked like it was a bit of a pain train coming through from the CT side. And of course, that pressure from short was also creating a few problems. So Good stuff from Mythic. Interesting stuff here from Singularity. I thought we were going to see a bit of a player rush through mid window, but that's not going to happen. Instead, it's just going to be Ryan sitting in lowers with a CZ. Without anyone properly on this B site, the exception being Modem. In fact, I don't know if he just saw the shadow of that flashbang fly over, but if he did, he might be able to make this call. I mean, he's definitely seen it now. Mythic have gotten themselves a B site, and they didn't really have to spend much, if anything, to do it.
Yeah. Singularity, unfortunately, the pistol's not really securing too much besides OC. OC's got some great aim on him. He's been able to do very well in that. Deal kills evident of that as Hayes going down. Mythic, even though they are going to win this round, their money ain't looking great, so if Singularity are able to take away those AKs and that armor, it's definitely going to help them throughout the following couple of rounds. And that's exactly what Hydrix is going to achieve, taking out Anger.
Well, Singularity, on the other hand, they could try and push and take those guns away, but at the same time, it's a bit of a risk assessment that you got to do. And Singularity are looking to just take the risk of, okay, we can just give them these 1 or 2 rounds, and we'll just come back. The lead is they've got a 5-round lead, so not a bad decision altogether. The real danger in doing that, however, is just the fact that you let Mythic's economy build up. And with a lot of the stuff and a lot of the weapons we've seen Mythic play with earlier, like Scout, Mac-10, equivalents, that kind of thing, they're happy just to sit on these lesser weapons and let the economy build, it seems.
Yeah, and we're going to see a quick play from Mythic as well. Double Nay going to take down Hydrix there. It sucks for him because there's no opening frag and no one there to open up those frags. That B ramp, Ryan's going to pick up one. That's the consolation prize. There's just 2 Singularity players left. OC, once again, Deagle taking down 1. Infinite's also alive. 3v2. We see Mythic the advantage on this one, though.
Yeah,
1v2.
Oh.
OC doing work with that Deagle.
Yeah, he makes every one of these approaches onto the B site sting, it seems. He, yeah, can't let that happen without having at least some input on it. But with that, taking a look again at OC, he's able to get the AWP, utility, full armor, and defuse kit as well. And the rest of his team is looking close to, if not equally, happy.
Double Mythic set up as well.
Yep, Mythic. They keep their AWP on Flom. They're going to buy up around it as well. Singularity have the firepower, they have the stopping power, so OC is potentially going to make this approach onto A pretty much untenable. Never mind, Larky's there to solve that problem, but Infinite's there to create a whole new one as he almost takes out 3 players, Anger down to 6 health. It's a retake situation, but with Anger on such low health, it may very quickly turn into a 2 versus 3.
Yeah, playing in Palace is a great position for a low health player though, because you can be effective without even letting yourself be known. Deep with the bomb right there sitting in front of him, and Singularity all pushing from the same angle too. Hayes throwing out the flag, not going to catch anyone. Sees Hydrix, Hydrix takes him down. Flom with the AWP, he can't actually see the bomb from where he is. We'll take down Ryan. Anger's going to grab one, so now it's just Modem. Flom.
Ooh, excellent. Excellent repeat from Flom. Sometimes the natural reaction to that situation would be just to hide and wait for somebody to make another play onto that bomb. But by taking a very quick repeat again, he was able to catch from there, I believe, off pretty much during the rotate there and secure Mythic their 8th round. So props to him. Meantime, we do have a pause coming through. This should be a tactical. I think Singularity at this point might want the extra thinking space. Might want to sort of perhaps recollect themselves and look at how Mythic has been able to come back and gain a lot of momentum this second half.
The second half's been the time to shine, oddly enough, on the T side, which is not something we often see here on Mirage. And now Singularity, sitting on the CT side, going to be rolling out with these upgraded pistols. And not really much else besides some armor and a little bit of utility to work with.
Late mid-peak from Ryan could come in, but it's not. And without that information, Hayes, Lasky, sorry, Anger, pretty much got free reign to move into this. Modem trying to get the long distance CZ play. It's not going to work. Infinite will follow very quickly after him. Lucy only able to do quite a bit of damage with that Desert Eagle. Isn't able to secure anything this time. And Ryan has to try to do something here.
Anger playing to Angle is going to take him down, but OC's headshots are just too good. However, Flom will pick him up with that orb. And now it's 11-9, and this is not what I was expecting for the second half. Singularity just aren't able to put anything together until now. They've had to pause, and now it's their chance for the gun round to come back into this. There's not that many rounds between them and a win.
No, that gap is closed. That breathing room is gone for the most part.
So.
And Mythic, if not before, then this has pretty much boosted their spirits by quite a bit. And a lot of these players are coming alive in this match. Yeah, even OC is taking a few extra risks like that, not getting anything for it.
Ryan doing work there in the connector, picking up 2 through the smoke. Anger's going to beat him though, takes him down. No one there to back him up while he reloads. But the short players are there, stop him from doing anything more. Poland going to turn his head at the wrong times. Just Flom now. Last player left up against 4 of these Singularity players. He has the AWP, so if he plays it right, he can do it, but he's taking so much damage. Already sitting on 50 health, especially with that nade on top of everything.
Well, yeah, Flom's woken up a bit with the AWP here. He's been a bit of a beast with it, so they're going to hunt him down. They're going to have to be very careful about it, I think. I'm kind of reminded of that footage of, like, 10 mongooses around a cobra, just trying to nip at it and get it. That's almost what it looked like there when our Flom was sort of ducking out of A main. But Infinite is pushing through Palace. He may very well be the one to get the drop onto Flom, and there it is. Pretty much, okay, interestingly, they didn't want to pick up that second orb.
Curious cat. Maybe that's part of what they decided during the pause, though, because we've already seen it all set up and it didn't work out in the end. So maybe that's part of what they're planning to do, is just ignore that second orb and play with the rifles instead.
Absolutely. This does indicate that they would have a bit of a plan here, and this grenade also indicates that they want to mean Mythic harm in mid.
OC, though, gets fragged out in connector, and he's going to get taken down by a double nade. Now it's 5 players with mid control. Ryan's sitting in that smoke. He gets damaged a little bit, but on 12 health, and he's going to survive. But he's in a very poor position right now. Players all around him, 5 behind him, and a smoke in front of him. He could be able to pick up Hayes here, but should be able to get away here. No, he doesn't get picked up through that smoke. Anger going to grab one for himself. Now it's a 2v5. Singularity, unfortunately, aren't able to pick up another round here unless Modem just pulls something out that's absolutely insane. Hayes here. Hayes going to tag him in the leg. Right.
Oh.
Jesus.
That could have been amazing. But Poland's there to clean things up at the end. I would have loved it if Hayes managed to get that cheeky little nade at the end there. If Modern was just a little bit weaker, that absolutely would have done the trick there. And that would have been just the kind of play to help Mythic keep spirits high. But speaking of spirits, Singularity are going to have to take the bitter pill that is the eco this round. No, they're not really going to get too much. They still have some ideas for it. And this is an interesting boost here on Modern into mid there. Not going to work out, though, as the action's on A. I want to try and get some kind of kill here, and that was it. Pretty much in the space of about 15 seconds, maybe less. That entire round was pretty much done and dusted.
You're right, though. 1 rounds coming back for Singularity. UMP, a weak link in the arsenal, but played correctly, it could be actually a strong point. Triple AUG and an AWP as well.
That AWP is in the hands of Infinite, and you take a look, despite everything that's happening, the scores being so even, Infinite is top fragger on the board here by considerable margin. In fact, actually, sorry, he's being followed closely by Lasky.
OC getting aggressive and Apps is going to take down Poland. Once again, he's hitting those AWP shots that he needs to. And now Mythic have to rely entirely on the mid control they've got, because it seems like they're surrounded on all sides right now, and a lot of information has been gained by OC by pushing up that far as well. Hayes is going to go back to reclaim that position, but right now Singularity are in a good spot to take this round out, as they have B-site control, players are there ready to rotate.
Oh, Modem though, he is potentially going to be the one to take out Hayes here if he's not checking the angle. Bit of a love tap. This slows everything down. Until Hayes decides to jump out like that, but they might have hurt him, so that's potential danger zone. Hayes taking out a flash. Modem. OC will go down shortly thereafter. And the retake situation's coming in. This is down to Flom. He has to be able to do something. He knows where some players are. Unfortunately, he's not able to check short in time. And Singularity managed to call themselves back another round. But the Mythic economy is still quite powerful. And that means that while Singularity have to go for a bit of a half buy here and make concessions, Mythic are just as strong, so they can still play the game they want to.
Well, OC is the AWP, and he's been making some great opening frags, and he's really been a consistent AWPer thus far. So if he keeps that up, Singularity can definitely take this one. Mid-smoke's going to happen, so he can't be too effective from that position. And we see how spread out Mythic is right now, playing incredibly passively and hoping for an A execute. They can pull it together. But like we said, Singularity looking really strong right now.
That top short smoke there actually kind of took OC's attention away, but the follow-up utility onto A might have actually thrown him back, and it has. He takes a shot, doesn't quite get it. He knows something could be coming through connector.
Infinite. Walks straight to ramp, picks up 2, gets killed by the AWP, but OC's also going to have a reply of its own. It's all on Flom once again with the AWP versus 4 Singularity players. This is going to be some great gameplay that we see right here. If it is going to be Mythic making it 12-13, but it's not going to be. Singularity 14-11 on the cusp of winning. And Mythic, like I said, their economy was strong, but now it's not looking great for sure.
That is a setback. Do they want to force this and try and keep this away from match point? Because at that stage, in this open qualifier, even if they get the tie, there's no actual overtime. It takes a look at the results of the two sides' previous matches and would have to look it up, but that may mean it's just a default loss for Mythic anyways. Oh, that grenade.
That's a big nade, does a lot of damage. And now, still 5v5, some damage has gone onto the Mythic side. Modern picking up 2, Hydrix charming, and Modern picking up a 3rd. Hayes left with that Deagle, picks up Hydrix, but Modern's low as well. But OC is just going to challenge him with the USB anyway and pick it up. OC, great aim on him. And that's 15-11. Match point for Singularity.
Yep, and I'm just having a look here, and yep, they can bring this to a tie, but it's maybe not necessarily looking too great for Mythic at this point.
Yeah, those weapons just aren't going to be that great up against the double AWP setup as well as the AUGs. Upgraded pistols aren't the best guns to have in a situation like this when Singularity are just about to win. Poland though.
Yeah, you got a team which has nothing left to lose. They're able to pull off something like that. It's amazing what happens when that part of the stress of the match leaves you. Ryan gets rid of Hazed. Singularity themselves, they've just sort of fallen back to a bit of a default approach here. It's 2-1-1. It's 2B, 1 mid, 1A. In fact, I think Ryan here is potentially looking to get some forward information just from Palace.
It's not just getting through Palace, though. It's hearing T spawn as well and actually hearing these players move. Poland's obviously walking, so he's going to get a lot of information himself. But he should walk right into the crosshairs of Ryan any second now. And he does. Head goes straight in the middle of his crosshair. A perfect lineup from him. And now 3v4 Mythic. It's looking dire. Very, very dire.
once we get to this stage of the competition, of the open qualifiers, again, we do see these more experienced teams who are able to pull off some things like this. Bomb will Repick and Infinite will sign this one off. That'll be 16-11. This match between Mythic and Singularity. And yes, that one got a lot more exciting in the second half. So, bit of fun to cast. We do have, I believe, one more map for today. Still gonna have to figure out exactly which one that is. We're gonna be waiting on the other results. But in the meantime, we're gonna be taking a bit of a break, so please stick around. We'll be back shortly.